Anyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people. All gingers are black people. If they have red hair, they are black. You see a white man with red hair, that's a black man. You see a white woman with red hair, that's a black woman. Gingers are black. All gingers. I just need to remind you.
Yo, I've been saying this for years. Finally, somebody gets it. Thank you for whoever made this video. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hello guys, welcome once again to AfriPost. I hope wherever you are having a great time. Now there was this clip that was made by a black lady talking about how red-haired whites are black people. And it really went viral where the whites who are not red-haired came out speaking about how this can't be true, embracing this kind of opinion because they thought they have been discriminated by their fellow whites. And here comes a black person who is appreciating them and including them in their group. So they were happy about it. It elicited different reactions and people talked about it. But then other blacks got the wind of what's going on and they came and said, hey black people, these red-haired people don't like you. They're just happy because you appreciated them for once, but then they don't have any love lust for you. I want you to listen to this entire debacle, then we shall talk in the end. Let's watch.
I hear that all gingers are black now. A group of people that have been so marginalized and hated and judged for no reason. A group of people that have dealt with stuff that I will never understand, never fully understand. Y'all are just coming together to love on me? You want to talk about black girl magic? Look at my comments. Look at what you're doing for me.
If you're like me, you've been called firecrotch, carrot top, gingers have no soul, rather be dead than red. My own dad used to bust my balls with that one, right? Leprechaun, my mom called me that this morning. Do the carpet smash the drapes, like all this stuff. Like, yeah, we've all heard it all. All right. If you're like me, that shit never came from the black kids. I don't think I've ever been made fun of for my hair and for being a redhead once in my entire life by somebody who was black.
Already, there are a lot of gingers that now think that they are black. There are gingers that think they are a part of the black community, and it has gotten completely out of hand. These gingers are getting on the internet and being like, I just always knew I had such a connection to the black community, and we just have so many shared experiences. I'm thinking like, what shared experiences do you have, Merida? And somehow they always bring it back to the potato famine. Why the potato famine? These gingers are legitimately crashing out crying, talking about how they just never felt so seen before, even though this all started as a joke.
I hope this whole ginger trend trickles down to the kids and stuff, and then I hope you guys that are taking up for gingers also realize that you got to take up for the black ones too, because a lot of us was not even raised in white culture to be bullied by the white folks. We was bullied by y'all. We was bullied by our own people. You know what I'm saying? We've been called white girl, glow stick, called leprechauns. We've been asked by grown men as well, do the carpet match the drapes. Plus being black on top of that, so you're dealing with black shit, plus being ginger and getting picked on by your own people, being excluded by your own people. We've been called biracial. We're not even biracial at all. A lot of us black gingers don't even have, like, you know, white ancestry. But you throw that on us all the time. You know, we get constantly asked, is our hair real? We get touched like we're pets. So don't be out here just taking up for one group of gingers. You got take up for all of us, okay? Because I'm getting emotional because the shit still traumatizing. The shit still goes on today. I still be getting called a pit bull and shit like that. Like, the shit is still traumatizing. So I just want you guys to know, our community do it too.
Mind you, my hair looks a little dark, but I promise you I'm ginger. Go to my profile. My hair is red. I just got brave and a lot of product in. But it's so interesting seeing black people in every ginger's comments saying, we've always loved y'all. We've always appreciated y'all. We've always accepted y'all. And ginger saying black kids were the only people who didn't bully them. But when it comes to us, you revoked our black card. For us, you made fun of us. You called us every name in the books. Mind you, I did get compliments coming up. People pay good money for your hair. Don't ever dye your hair. Your freckles are beautiful. But also, people made fun of my hair color so bad. It looked like beasties. Like, my freckles dragged me down. I hated my freckles for so long because they made me feel like a monster for looking like this, for looking different. Being a ginger and being black was not okay. But being white and having all this acceptance towards them, it hurts a little bit because I didn't get this energy growing up, and finding out that they were always loving and accepting to white gingers when they were so mean to us. I don't even know. And also, I spoke many times about how, you know, being a black ginger, I was bullied growing up. And y'all told me for ages that you did not believe me, that no one bullies people for freckles. Nobody bullies people for red hair. And now white gingers have said they were bullied relentlessly and othered. And I was, oh, y'all went through that? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We've been telling you this. You never believed it when it came from us.
For the majority of my life, I went to an all-black elementary, all-black daycare, you know what I'm saying? So like we were all black, that's all we knew. And I didn't even realize that I was different from the rest of the kids that were in my class, probably until I got to middle school and went to like diverse schools. Because then the kids were coming up to me like, you can't be black, like which one of your parents is white? So then, you know, my parents would come to my basketball games and stuff and be cheering and stuff, and then they would be like, so are you adopted? Like, no, I ain't adopted. And then they would see my dad, and my dad's like, he's like brown skin, but like darker brown skin. And they'd be like, oh, so that's the guy that stepped up. Stepped up? Nigga, that's my dad, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Stepped up.
Gingers are black. Where was this energy for Halle Bailey when she was Ariel, though? Lock the doors and bar the fuck gates, because I don't remember a single ginger person calling Halle cousin. I remember them saying, not my Ariel, not my Little Mermaid. They were the most pressed group of people harassing this young woman online, all over social media, berating her, being racist as fuck to her. Okay, so I know people are gonna say, it's a joke, Melissa, take a joke, you're being so serious. When you give people an inch, they're gonna take a mile. And you know what, this trend is very telling, because if you ask a non-black person what their favorite thing is about black people, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, oh, I love that they're great hype people. They make me feel cool. It's all about how black people embrace them and they love it, right? But the embracing doesn't go the other way around. You have people that want and love to be welcome to black spaces, but they don't want to welcome black people into their spaces. Where was this energy for Halle Bailey when she was Ariel, though?
Or remember Zendaya and Spider-Man? Not my MJ. She's not one of us. Yeah, I remember. Remember Annie, 2014? The horrible things they said about that little girl? Little girl. And mind you, black gingers exist, but they threw her to the wolves. And it's so funny that the original poster is not black, but she had to tell black people to wake up and get it together. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. But I've seen a lot of people in comments on these videos saying this is not funny, wrap the joke up, and y'all told them to take the joke. But when she says something, y'all are awake now. Okay, gotcha. The racist jokes I've seen with this gingers are black trend has been laughable. You mean you're going to the store to get milk to pretend to be a deadbeat black dad because you're black now as a ginger? Interesting. All the trap music, y'all playing stuff I didn't even know existed. Ugh. But apparently that's how to be black, okay? That's what the ginger said. They said that's the way to be black, is to bump trap music. Got it. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. In our plight to heal other people's pain and welcome other people, we forget about our own pain and we let anybody and everybody come back in. We let anybody and everybody feel welcome, but forget all the things that they've said, they've done, and the way that they hurt us. Don't know why we do that. Don't know why we do that.
I don't remember a single ginger person calling Halle cousin.
If you don't stay out of black folks' business, the beef isn't with gingers. Our beef is with Hollywood, just like their beef is with Hollywood and media and how we're portrayed in stereotypes. So yeah, the black people was over here cheering and excited when we saw a black Ariel and when we saw a black Annie, but we didn't realize that they was taken from another minority to gain, for another minority to gain. That's not okay. So now there's a movement and we're advocating for these stereotypes to be changed, because as y'all know, as you said, what they stereotype black people as ain't even true, ain't even accurate. And how they're stereotyping these gingers aren't accurate. They're not bullies and mean and Vickies and Big Reds. They're getting bullied, and that shit stops now. So now they got a community behind them. They got support. They're invited. Now instead of them being soulless vampires, now they're fairies. They're rare earth minerals. Okay, they're red velvets. They're pure. They're special. So as a group of minorities that got all this influence and power, we're gonna use that to uplift and rebrand the gingers community from what Hollywood had to say about them to what we got to say about them. We saying that gingers are black, even white gingers are black, got everybody thinking like, dang, if gingers are black, then we all must be black. We are all people. Okay? So stop trying to take something that was beautiful, a beautiful moment where a small group of people feel appreciated, welcome, and accepted, because that's what the they needed. That's what the wasn't given to them. And if anybody want to debate about it, discuss about it, interview about it, like, I have no problem. I have a team behind me. We're making the movement, and it's not gonna stop. All right, so tune the fuck in. This isn't about Ariel. This is about gingers having their moment, having their time, getting their rebrand as something more positive and something that actually fits the representation of them. Because I'm getting tired of y'all seeing us how y'all see us, and then we had to rebrand ourselves as black magic, black excellence, and black beauty, and all of these things. So now we're doing the same thing for them, and that's what they deserve.
For Halle Bailey when she was Ariel, though.
I am not here to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not here to tell you what you were saying was a lie. I'm not here to say any of that. All I'm here to say is there's a huge movement of love happening right now. Pure altruistic love. Whether it was deserving or not, black people have decided to give us nothing but pure love. And ginger people, at least me and the ones that I see, we're trying to reciprocate it in the best way that we can. I literally went and supported a black business yesterday. I'm trying to get together with some people to organize some like get-togethers and like a tour, they're calling it. But your message is to stay divided, to lock the door and bar the windows. You're seeing people unite, and your first thing is to jump in and say, no, you shouldn't do that. This is wrong. You shouldn't do that because of what they did before. You should remember that and never forget and keep the divide. You don't seem to be black or ginger either. It seems like you're just hating from outside of the club.
She was Ariel, though.
Funny how we spin the block that fast, right? Yeah, from her mouth to God's ear. Let's keep it 100. She's not wrong. Go back and watch her whole entire video, and she was speaking all truths. Gingers, while you are feeling good and being accepted by the black community, we have to remember that it was just like a couple of years ago that when Holly was trying to play the part of Ariel, that you're like acting like we took the only part that like ginger or redheaded people could play. And like some of the things that was being said about her was really mean, cruel, and pretty racist. I need y'all to hold on to this energy right now of like being accepted and feeling like you're a part of a bigger community and being seen. And remember, when your own starts saying racist, inappropriate things, that you need to call them out on that.
On behalf of all gingers, I'm here to shut this conversation down. Here is the support for Halle Bailey as the Little Mermaid. Right here. Read it. Pause it. Read it. From a ginger. There it is. I don't know why people are trying to continue with the division and separation when the goal is unity. This is my daughter. Right here. It's my daughter. There's the support. And respectfully, if you're not ginger, please do not speak on our behalf. Thank you.
Halle Bailey when she was Ariel, though.
See, but you need to hear me when I say this. They didn't know. So how are they supposed to know? They just wanted to be represented, which we get. Trying to divide us already, I hate to see it. Listen, y'all, I knew I was black, but I didn't know what being black meant until I left the black neighborhood that I was in when I was younger. Because when I left, no one told me that being black was going to be a challenge. I came out of life, I was like, oh my God, I'm black and I'm going into the world, but it's fine. It's fine. Like, we got past racism. But like, I didn't know that being black meant something. And now that gingers know that they're black, you get it? You see it? You see the vision?
When she was Ariel, though.
Now that's how you clear, bitch. Okay, points were made. We can go ahead and wrap it up by end of business. Okay? Points were definitely made. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I remember when Little Mermaid came out, there was a lot of discussion going on about, you know, ginger or redheaded racial. Like, I remember all of that. Well, nobody defended her except, you know. But yeah, we can go ahead and wrap that up. Back to gatekeeping. Black is black. It was fun. I hope you guys feel good about yourselves. You can take that little lesson and spread it amongst yourselves and, you know, be better to people.
This is not any hate towards this commenter. Just the phrase that it's bringing a lot of people together is what I want to talk about. I don't think it's actually bringing anyone together. I think people are just excited to be invited into a black space by black people. Like, honestly, I view it the same as the cookout invitations, the N-word pass. It's not real. I actually just saw another video that also illustrates this well. The video pointed out the fact that the same energy wasn't there when Halle Bailey got casted as Ariel. And that same energy wasn't there when Zendaya was casted to play MJ. And that same energy wasn't there when they had a black April O'Neil on TMNT. So I don't actually trust that this is actually bringing anyone together.
We're super pressed when news broke.
Well, I mean, if we want to keep it a stack, all of y'all owe us. All of you. Specifically black Americans. The slaves that built this nation, our ancestors. Yeah, all of you benefited from that. So I think I'm confused as to why everyone is singling out the redhead white tea community. It's just, it escapes me. And everyone is bringing up this Ariel narrative. And don't you notice that when people bring up the Ariel narrative, if it wasn't for that, they would literally have no argument. And I'm just confused to see a person of color commenting on this. By the way, I don't consider myself a person of color, and that is for very intentional reasons.
Energy for Halle Bailey when she was Ariel.
It's true. I remember when Halle Bailey was cast as Ariel, going on Facebook and seeing so many conservative white people pissed, you know? And some of those conservative white people probably were redheads. I can't like remember a specific redhead or anything like that, but I'm sure that it did happen. And the issue here really isn't the fact that there were redheads who were being racist, because unfortunately that's going to happen no matter what. Like, we can't save everyone, right? We can't educate everyone. There are some people that just don't want to do that. They just don't want to do the work. And that's a them problem, right? we can focus on teaching our children to be better. We can focus on educating the people who want to do the work and how we move forward in the world. That's what we can focus on. My point is, there was more negativity that was put out there, people who had negative things to say, than there were positive things to say. And right now there are so many redheaded people that are coming forward and saying so many positive things. And I mean, it's true. Where myself included, where were we? Where were we when this was happening? And it's unfortunate that it took the Black community embracing us for a lot of us to wake up and see that, you know? So all we can do though now is move forward and make sure that we are giving the same energy to them that they're giving to us. You know, we can't stay quiet on issues anymore. So my question isn't where were we, it's where are we gonna be the next time it happens? Because there will be a next time. There's always a next time.
The redheads are black trend, I want to talk about it because I did not think so many redheads would come on the internet and share all of their stories. My eyes are literally watering right now because I think it's so crazy that our entire childhood we were hated, we were bullied, like we were made fun of for anything possible, like our freckles, our hair, the color of our skin, like being so pale. Like it is so crazy because obviously redheads are very rare, so there's typically not many of them. In my elementary, I want to say I maybe had 2 in my grade, if that, or 1, like I don't even know. But I do know my entire childhood I was bullied for having red hair, I was bullied for freckles, I was bullied for being pale, I was bullied for being different. And I always remember like going to the grocery stores and stuff, and the older ladies would always compliment my hair and always tell me like how pretty I was and never to dye it. But of course, as a kid, like I'm different and it hurts. It hurts to know that everybody around me called me the devil, like told me that I have no soul, told me that I was a witch. Like the amount of bullying I got, it is crazy because everybody's like, oh, it really wasn't that bad. But I'm reading these comments and it was so bad. Like the stories that people said, like it's all the same for all of us redheads. And I think it's crazy because redheads would not have this confidence if the one lady did not post that video saying redheads are black. And when it first took on the internet, everyone thought it was funny, but now everybody is realizing that redheads really were bullied. Redheads really were hated. Like, it is honestly so crazy to me. I can't believe I'm making a video of this, but the amount of other redheads that have felt the way that I've felt makes me so sick to my stomach because we're all humans. It's crazy that us redheads did not feel wanted by nobody. And I honestly didn't even know that it was that bad. I knew it was bad for me growing up, but I didn't know it was this bad for every redhead. I don't want to cry. But I am so happy to see all of the redheads on TikTok right now, on all over social media, talking about how happy they are, how they love how everybody who talked down on them wants to be them, how everybody's trying to dye their hair, like trying to get this color. Like they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars trying to become us. But back then it was a problem. But now you're putting on fake freckles. Now you're dyeing your hair red. Like it is so crazy, the society that we live in. And it's just blows me away because this is something that really nobody knows about. Like unless you're a redhead, like you don't understand. Does that make sense? When she posted that redheads are black video, redheads literally woke up from having no soul to having the most soul, I swear to you. Like everybody has been texting me talking about like, have you seen the new trend? Like, have you seen like this about redheads? Like everybody has been blowing me up about that because, you know, obviously I have red hair and I'm just like, yes. And it's crazy that it took this one video for people to realize like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know? And it's even crazier. I want to know how the people who bullied us, how they feel. How do you feel right now? Because I'm not going to talk down on you. I was talked down on enough, and I don't wish that upon anybody, but I hope you're having the day you deserve. Crazy because my entire like childhood, while I was also being bullied, I had friends who would always tell me like, Sophie, you're an inside out Oreo. Like, Sophie, you weren't supposed to be white. Like, and I'm so proud of all of the other redheads and gingers sharing their stories on the internet and allowing themselves to be vulnerable and express that, because that really is something that is hard. And I'm proud of you, and let's just continue greatness and keep going. And redheads are beautiful, redheads are perfect, and most importantly, we're invited to the cookout.
I know I look terrible. I just woke up, got out of bed, saw one of the most beautiful videos ever. It was about me. I've hit a lot of pain in my life. A lot. And I'm now able to talk about it. I woke up going viral, getting thousands of followers, support, love, comments, DMs, feeling truly wanted. And now it's time to talk about my story. A story of 4 black men who impacted my life like no other. From first grade to today. I've known these men for like 26 plus years. And I get to talk about them and my story.
Welcome, gingers. Or should I say gingers? We don't be using that hard R. This has been a long time coming. I've always liked the redheads. Some of the greatest black people of all time are redheads. Malcolm X, Blake Griffin, Bill Burr. Some of the top niggas of all time is redheads. Welcome. This seems like a very strategic coalition, actually. I'm glad this is happening. There's strength in numbers. Because you think about it, black people invented woke. Redheads have trouble falling asleep under anesthesia. You're literally woke. You're genetically woke. So, that's, probably Irish or Scottish. Not a big fan of the Queen of England. Neither are we. So I feel like, just look at what we have in common and form coalition. I agree. Also, I like this strat. Maybe we need to bring on the Cambodians too. Because this is a very SoCal coded joke, but Cambodians, they're Crips. And they be at a Hawaiian barbecue with neck tats. Those are black people.
Welcome back to the channel. Now, one thing that sometimes I tend to ask myself, why is it that we as a human race really love divisions? Because by the simple fact that someone has a different color of hair, you tend to feel like this person is inferior to you. Or because he has a different type of skin color, then he looks inferior to you. What kind of division are we really putting among ourselves? I feel as a person, there is nothing that really divides us. It is God who created us this way, and we should embrace who we are. We even have cars. Does that mean that if we have a red SUV, it really is different totally with a black SUV with the same manufacturer and every specification same? It is not meaningful. It depends on the color that someone wants. You can't say that if someone bought a red Tesla, another person bought a black Tesla, then they are having different vehicles. All of them are Teslas. And that is why the package that it comes with does not really matter a lot. It depends on the preference of the person that is buying it. So I feel like we need not to really put a lot of restrictions when it comes to our personality or the person we are choosing to really have around us. Some ginger-haired white individuals are discriminated against by other white people due to a persistent social teasing, stereotyping, and exclusion rooted in cultural bias. This discrimination often takes the forms of jokes, derogatory comments, and portrayals in media that depict them as strange, unattractive, or even soulless. Unlike other forms of discrimination that are more publicly condemned anti-ginger sentiments is often teased as social acceptable humor, which leaves those targeted feeling marginalized and without a voice. The constant othering within their own racial group can lead to a strong sense of alienation. Historically, red hair has carried various stigmas in Western cultures. In medieval Europe, red hair was sometimes associated with witchcraft, betrayal, or moral impurity. These negative associations have filtered into modern day attitudes, especially in predominantly white societies, where red hair is relatively rare. Ginger individuals may be seen as anomalies even among other white people, leading to a perception that they don't fully belong to the dominant culture or aesthetic norm of whiteness. This intraracial bias, although subtle, reinforces a hierarchy where certain features are preferred and others, like red hair and pale skin with freckles, are viewed as lesser. Adding complexity to this issue is a fringe but persistent belief among some that ginger-haired people may have African ancestry or are black in a symbolistic or historical sense. This idea stems in part from misconceptions about genetic origins and occasional overlap in certain traits like tightly curled red hair found in some African populations. Some cultural observers have noted that the social exclusion faced by gingers mirrors in symbolic ways the othering traditionally experienced by black communities. While this belief is not scientifically accurate in terms of racial classifications, it reflects a deeper awareness of how gingers are treated as different within white spaces, almost as if they sit outside the privilege of whiteness. This belief has led to a strange form of racial ambiguity in the way gingers are perceived, not quite fully white in the social hierarchy, yet not part of any recognized minority group either. This in-between status contributes to their feeling of being misunderstood or unprotected. While not facing the systemic discrimination that community of color endure, some ginger individuals internalize a sense of exclusion and invisibility. The experience reflects how racial and aesthetic standards of normalcy can marginalize even those who are racially classified as white but visibly deviated from the cultural ideal. Tell me down in the comment section what you think about this. And if you're watching us for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and share. Thank you, and let's meet on the next one.